Okay, and it should say that we're live now on all of your screens.
That's what I'm showing.
In the top right corner. So, does anybody have any questions about the prep that they wanted to go over? I know we kind of talked about it a little bit before we started, but if there's any other questions, or if not, we can probably just like jump right into the quiz.
Do we even want to just like briefly go over some of the things? Like, let's see, just make sure everyone did get the same answers.
Yeah, let's do it.
If I can get it pulled up.
Yeah, the first portion was fairly simple, just fairly direct. I mean, state the 5 steps. Well, they gave the examples all right there. They stated what they are. So we just kind of need to summarize it into our own words for each of the steps.
Yeah.
So I guess, does anyone have any questions there?
I didn't.
We're good?
Is this lesson 2?
Yeah.
Part 1. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it. Okay, I'm with you.
Oh, wait, are we doing, because part 1 is just like the, like part 1 is what you're supposed to fill out as you're doing the reading assignment.
As you're doing the reading, right.
And then part 2 is like test your knowledge kind of stuff. Like,
right, so do we just want to start there?
Probably. That's what I would think, unless anyone had any. But even, like, I don't know if you guys noticed this, but there is an answer key to go with these preparation assignments.
Yes.
Sure. I haven't actually looked at that yet.
So, I don't know.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you guys understand all the different definitions, like the different types of sampling?
I feel I have a good... Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say some of them get a little tricky. Like, I feel like sometimes they're describing more than just one of the samples, but...
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking too.
So does anyone have an idea of how to differentiate them so that they're clear, so that you're not confusing?
It looks like a cluster sample is going to be more of a almost randomized block. Yeah, like the randomly selected clusters. So it's just like this group and this group.
Like standing at a door asking just random people to walk through kind of thing? Exactly.
Whereas stratified is more of a very specific parameters for belonging to that group.
Oh, okay.
There is, you know, like for instance, how in the example it says that it's, oh, these are the accounts under 1,000 and between 1,000, 5,000, and then from 5,000 to 1,000 or like 10,000. And so, like for instance, one of the examples in part 2, I feel that would be that was the, like one they almost didn't catch at first. Like they divide the residents up by gender and then did a simple random sample. How since they divided up by gender first, those like the stratus, as they say, like the different layers, and then they randomly sampled those.
I got those mixed up then. Is that really what it is? Let me... I thought
so 7C would be stratified then, yeah, because they divide it up by gender and then they do a random sample.
Right.
Gender.
Whereas 7A is the cluster sample. How they chose, let's see, this cluster. We're going to go with this doctor, so we'd be sampling his patients.
Yeah.
It is going to be all of the items within that cluster.
Yeah, it's not just a small group. They're not going to do a ratio. They're going to do all of that particular group. Okay.
They randomly selected which cluster, and then they went with that. So, for instance, it's like if they were to survey apartment complexes, they choose this complex and survey all of the people that live there.
Okay.
Okay.
And then stratified was more of the
divided into groups.
Grouping.
Mm-hmm. And then make a random selection from those groups.
Okay.
Okay.
It's like they're almost opposite.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what it is? Like first they get the group in cluster, then they randomly pick from that group? Is that what I'm getting or no? Anyway.
So they stratify the group and then cluster the group, but the way they chose them originally is what counts, kind of thing?
Yeah, but like with the cluster, you are doing everything within that cluster. Like for instance, the example, like
That's
say
true.
the apartment complex, or say you're even like with looking at the population is the complex, and so the clusters are the individual buildings. And so by doing the cluster sample, you say, okay, we are going to sample buildings 1, building 7, and buildings 14. And then you sample every single person that lives within
Person
that
in
complex.
1, 7, and 14.
Exactly.
Got it. Okay.
So the entire cluster.
Gotcha.
So basically, it's you inverse when you do the randomly selecting.
Okay.
At first, you group everything and then randomly select from within there. That's the stratified. The cluster is like everything is already like you randomly select which cluster and then do everything.
Got it. Thank you. Thank you for that.
Of course. And then I haven't gotten to 8 and 9 on the individual prep yet.
Okay.
So we can.
I think those are pretty common sense. Like if you look at it, when you
Figure it out for
yeah,
you.
the difference between an observation is you just look at it. The difference between
Okay.
experimental, you manipulate it. Like you actually have
So
action.
that's what they're asking there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you look
Yeah,
at
I
the
could
two
do
questions,
that. Then.
you
Yeah,
can see
those
that.
last ones are pretty easy.
Yeah.
Sorry,
So do we want to go ahead
watching
and move on and take a look at the quiz?
Sure.
Yeah, we can pull it up.
I need more.
Do we
screen.
do it and do we do it individually or do we do it on the screen? How does that work?
So yeah,
We
so
need to
we
do it-
each pull it
Oh, go
up and then like we can answer the same, obviously. Like we do it together, but we each individually have to submit it.
Got it.
I don't even know if I like answered your question.
You did. You're fine.
And we
So
do
I don't
have
know.
2 attempts on it,
Oh, that's good.
which is nice.
Makes it nice.
And is it unlimited time?
Yeah.
Time, yeah, unlimited.
Perfect. All right, we'll start quiz.
The first 2 questions are like participation based, and then
Are you here? Do you have a pulse?
yeah.
Hey, that's a big step.
Yeah.
It's always hard to get people together, it seems like, in these things.
Yeah, it is really difficult.
So pat yourselves on the back for being here. I know I will.
Let's see. Move this down a little bit so I can actually see. So
You want someone just to read it out loud, or
Whatever works. We could probably just all read it individually, and if we have like, I don't know, whenever someone says they're ready. Okay. I think I have an answer whenever everyone else is ready.
On number 3?
Yeah.
I haven't
Yeah.
read it yet. Hang on.
see if I can-
Okay. What did you have?
I think it would be design the study.
I'm thinking too.
Yeah, step 1.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Awesome.
I'm almost thinking let's go ahead and just read them out loud so we can actually like, get more discussion and things.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead, Robbie.
Got it. A researcher has collected the results of a survey where the participants were asked how many hours of TV they watch each day. The researcher tallies the frequencies for each category and computes mean number of hours watched. She then creates a histogram to help illustrate the overall distribution. Which of the 5 steps of the statistical process did the researcher apply? So this looks like collect the data because it looks like they are actually like, gathering the information. She's like, this is what they are doing.
I would almost say describe the data because she then creates a histogram to illustrate the overall distribution.
That is true, to present the information.
I was going to say describe the data as well. But I kind of feel like it's both. I from being
right?
quiet.
Because like the first part is tallying the frequency. Well, wait,
Except that doesn't mean that she collected it that day. That just
That's
means
true. It's
she's
like
taken the data
Has
and
collected, so
sorted it.
so she
yeah,
had the
probably
information and she's
describe
now
it,
like,
yeah.
okay, sorting through it to get presented. Okay, so yeah, it would be described.
Got it.
How many questions are there on this thing, anyways?
15.
Oh wow.
not bad.
Um.
I can read the next one.
Okay, go for it.
Mumbai, India is a quickly growing city of importance in its own country as well as the global economy. A marketing research firm has been asked by a prominent fast food restaurant to help determine if the citizens of Mumbai would support this fast food business. From a list of all registered taxpayers, 3,000 names are randomly selected. Each individual on the list is mailed a brief questionnaire. The researchers receive 1,049 responses. The population is I'd say the citizens of Mumbai.
I would agree with that.
That's what I'm thinking too, because then the sample was those who actually were selected to email the survey or mail it to.
Yeah, I think it would be the citizens.
I agree.
Consensus. Yay.
I can read the next one. Oh, actually, it's like the exact same thing, except this one's asking what the sample is.
Hey, look at that.
Oh.
So
Wait, wouldn't it be the people that respond?
That's what I would think.
yeah, because you can't like collect data from the other people. So yeah.
Cool. Well, that was simple.
Okay, well now I can read this one. This
Okay.
one. Studies have shown that retention of classroom materials can drop as low as 58% within 15 minutes of class and within 44% after the first hour of class. This forgetting curve continues so that within 6 days, only 25% is remembered. How can a student conquer this forgetting curve? The researchers in this study claim that constant review is important. Suppose your teacher wanted to test this and invited you to participate in a study where you were asked to review specific materials 15 minutes after class for 10 minutes, an hour after class for 10 minutes, and then 2 days after class for 10 minutes. Your teacher then gives you a short 10-question quiz where your score out of 10 is recorded. What type of data is your teacher collecting?
Ooh.
Quantitative.
It sounds like it's numbers, so it'd be quantitative, but it's okay.
Because it can be like how they mentioned, like it could be doubled. Like, oh, you got 5 out of 10 right, so compared to, oh, you got a perfect 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so quantitative. That was a really long question.
Right? I don't
It's
think we
like-
need to like jump down and read like the last line, see what we're looking for, then read the whole thing.
That's
Yeah,
smart.
for real. Well,
All right,
it
you
looks
want
like the
me to do
next one
that?
is, well, it's the next one's the same question.
Okay. But then this one, what?
Oh,
Asks-
kind of.
What's the difference?
6th day, your teacher has to ask you if you feel confident that you have retained at least 50% of the material. Then
Oh,
record.
that would be categorical.
Yes, no, not sure.
Yeah, that one would be categorical.
Well, considering the first one was quantitative,
Yeah.
there's only
Next one.
Okay. So categorical, you think?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would agree with that.
It's the same question, it looks like, but I'll read it again so we can see what they're doing now. Studies have shown that retention of classroom materials can drop as low as 58% within 15 minutes of class and within 44% after the first hour after class. This forgetting curve continues so that within 6 days, only 25% is remembered. How can a student conquer this forgetting curve? The research in this study claimed that constant review is important. Suppose your teacher wanted to test this and invited you to participate in a study where you were asked to review specific material 15 minutes after class for 10 minutes, an hour after class for 10 minutes, and then again 2 days after class for 10 minutes. Your teacher also selects a group to give no review to the material over the 6 days. This group is called the
Control group.
control.
Yep.
Okay. Man, you guys are good. I think I'm in the right group. You're going to carry me in this class.
A coworker
Oh.
of mine actually took this class from the same teacher, and she said that one of like the main like key to success is making sure you have a good group that works well together. So off to a good start, guys.
Yes. That back to you, Robbie. I think. Your
All
turn,
right.
Robbie.
Which of the following would be considered an experimental design? A telephone poll asking people about whether or not they vaccinate their children, administering the tuberculosis vaccination to one group and giving a placebo to another, a census, a mailed survey asking people whether or not they received the tuberculosis vaccine.
Wouldn't it be the administering the tuberculosis and the placebo?
I think.
Mhm.
Because you're having two different things.
Yeah. The experiment is in the design. Yes.
That makes sense.
All right. Savannah?
Oh, sorry. In a study to determine the average
no.
wage of working people in Mumbai, which of the following would be the best sample?
Sorry, you just had a look on your face like you had a question.
Oh, no, sorry. It's just my face. I'm just always confused. I live in a constant state of confusion. It's fine.
Hey, welcome to me.
Okay. The average wage of working people.
Nope.
Probably the third one. That would make sense to me.
Could do it randomly, because if you do all in one district, then everybody's going to make the same pretty much.
Right. So you would want to like do
Exactly.
several districts.
Yeah.
And every 10th
Okay.
worker, I don't think would be enough.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
So what
Plus
kind of
it'd be-
sampling would you guys say that is? I know that's not part of the question, but Spence, like, would that be stratified? Because it's like the district is the category, and then so they're randomly selecting from it.
Yeah, I would think it would be a stratified sample.
Yeah.
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 I'm going to have to do more studying, I think. You guys are really good with this.
I
It takes my brain a minute to just kind of figure it all out. I'm just not that fast.
this kind of thing you'd be a simple random. Because they just randomly select
Mm.
over several districts.
But they also do have that at least kind of control in it where they are choosing from the several districts. It's not just completely random.
And they're also only choosing workers.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah, that's
Like
true.
when they survey the people, they have to like specify like, are you a worker or not? And if they're not, then they don't want to survey them. If they are, then they do.
Gotcha.
Very true.
Yeah.
Okay, question 12. You want to become the next Jonas Salk and produce a vaccine that will help cure children of respiratory sickle virus.
RSV, yeah.
You test the vaccine and compare it to a placebo and randomly choose one group of children to take the vaccine and one group to take the placebo. What or who are the experimental units or subjects? The children, the parents, administrators, or vaccine and placebo?
Children.
Children, right?
They're the
Yeah,
ones
wouldn't it be the
we're
children?
experimenting on.
Yeah, children.
So this one wants to know what are the treatments?
That would be the
Vaccine.
vaccine and placebo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, who's reading the last one? Well, I guess there's two more. Just kidding.
Okay, is it my turn? In 1992, the U.S. government supported a study that was run for 15 years where 4,608 low-income families were given a chance to move to less impoverished areas. They distributed vouchers and provided various support systems. The researchers wanted to determine if getting people out of poor neighborhoods would reduce the poverty level of U.S. citizens. Low-income families were randomly assigned to one of the following three groups. The first group, the MTO Low Poverty Voucher LPV group, which received Section 8 certificates for vouchers usable only in low poverty areas within less than 10% of the population below the poverty line in 1990, along with counseling and assistance in finding a private unit to lease. The second group, the traditional voucher group, which received regular Section 8 certificates or vouchers, geographically unrestricted and ordinary briefings and assistance from the PHAs, public housing authorities. And the third group, which received no certificates or vouchers but remained eligible for public or project-based housing and other social programs to which families would otherwise have been entitled. This study was a
experiment. I also need to grab the charger here.
all of that just for that.
Yeah, for real. I think it's an experiment, isn't it? Because there's a control group.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's very much control. They did manipulate something to test the hypothesis.
Yeah, they're not just watching it.
Yes.
Always watching.
Right.
I need to grab a charger. I'll be right back.
You're right. That was a lot of information for just a simple little thing.
I know.
Yeah. That was insane.
So all we have to do is match these now. The first one was
It's design the studies.
design the
first
study.
one.
Yeah.
And then step 2 is collect data. And then describe the data, step 3.
Oh, shoot.
And make inferences is 4.
And take action is...
The last one.
Oh, wow. I just realized that these are all mixed up.
Yeah.
Not step 1.
Oh.
It's not step 1.
Yeah.
So it should go 3. Like the numbers on the side should go 3. Oh wait, no.
3,
Hold on.
1.
Because I think all of ours are different.
Not 3.
It says step 1, step 2, step 5, step 4, step 3.
Oh, never mind. They're all different.
Ours are, yeah.
So anyway, step 1 is 3.
Yes.
Step 2 is 1.
Got it.
Step 3 is 4.
Okay.
4. Okay. Wow, that's confusing. Step 4 is 5.
Uh-huh.
For step 5 is 2.
Yeah.
Because so you guys all have 1 is collect data, 2 is take action, 3 is design the study, 4 is describe the data, and 5 is make inferences.
Yes.
Okay. So
But the thing on the left, I think, is different for all of us.
okay. Just had to make sure I'm not saying 1, 2, 3 when everyone's.
Yeah.
Wait, what did you say your last step was?
So
Take action, right?
yeah, take action.
Okay,
So,
yeah. Sorry. I thought you got the last 2 mixed up and I was a little confused, but no.
Yeah, my list on the right is collect data, take action, design the study, describe the data, and make inferences.
Also, just so you guys know, I can't find my charger. I'm using my wife's computer right now because my computer apparently doesn't want to let the camera work. So it might die here in just a second. So if I disappear, that's what happened.
All right,
Yeah,
let's submit.
is everyone good? We can probably just submit the quiz now.
Yeah.
Here
got
we
the last
go. You'll know if you're in a good group or not starting now.
After you
We
can.
got 97. Oh, I got 100. Yeah.
It's weird how you have to click submit 3 times.
I
Right.
hate that.
You want to submit? Are you sure you want to submit?
Are you
really
sure?
you want to submit?
It's go to the page to submit the quiz. Submit the quiz. Are you sure you want to submit it? It's just
Yeah, we
really,
got 100%.
Hey, cool. Good job, y'all.
Is that all we have to do together?
Yep. I'm gonna stop the broadcast.
all right,
see you
fantastic.